Hello. Good evening for my time, morning, afternoon, whatever it may be for you. I had to laugh before I hit play. You're gradually getting a tour of all of our homes as members of staff. You've been in, I think, my bedroom, the dining room, my backyard, and this evening we're in my garage. I was cleaning things out and decided, you know what, I can just I was here thinking about the first reading and my experience of ordinary time, and I figured why not just sit down and do the reflection. And and I'll tell you, it's a great, um, for lack of a better description, it's a great topic that Monsignor gave us this week to kind of take some time to think about that idea of ordinary time. And there's that line from the first reading today that really jumped out is be prepared to present yourself as acceptable to the Lord, or I'm paraphrasing, but for me, and specifically looking at this experience of ordinary time, just after Lent, I have a very, all of the staff at St. Charles obviously is busy during Lent. For me, it's probably one of the busiest times of year. Especially my Sundays are long. We get there, and I have in the early morning we got the group that's going to be going to the Navajo Reservation or meeting, and then we have sometimes a youth mass at least twice during Lent. We have after that, there's the group going to Guatemala in the summer meet. After that, we have Vespers and the Appalachia team meet, and Faith 365s gather, and all of these kinds of things, but especially preparing for the trip to the Navajo Reservation, and then going to the Navajo Reservation and running back to a parish where honestly, and I'm careful as a member of the staff not to pat ourselves on the back too much, but there is no parish I've ever been a part of that does a better job of the Triduum, and I feel like I run back from the Navajo Reservation with students for that experience, to sit in it, and to be more spiritually fit, because Lent, more often than not, for me, is always an opportunity to see if I've been off that spiritual beam. It's an opportunity to get back on and make sure that, I'm no different, than anyone else in our parish, and that, just because I work for a Catholic parish doesn't mean that I am not guilty at times of talking about what our faith is and talking about what as people of faith we're called to, and forgetting to really prioritize my own personal faith, my own experience of prayer and showing up in the morning and setting my intentions and all that kind of stuff. And Lent and the trip to the reservation and the Triduum, and then that time after where we're still in the Easter season, I'm really, this is the test now is everything that all the work that I've done, can I continue to show up? Father Greg talks about the idea for First Holy Communion is, this isn't the one that's impressive, the truly impressive experience. It's not that it's not impressive, but the one that really grabs the attention is your second communion and your third and fourth and so on, and for me, ordinary time is as we enter into this, is to say, am I carrying the composure or the intimacy and that relational experience I have with God? Am I carrying that out of Lent? Am I carrying that into the ordinary time, and where I'm not as disciplined, I'm not sacrificing, I'm not showing up for Vespers and just the extra stuff that for me is so beneficial, is so helpful in just setting an intention and being present to it in a really unique way. Now is the time to see, how do I carry it. And for so many of us, I guess where I'm thinking today, as far as being acceptable to God, and how have I think I have taken full advantage, during this unprecedented time of quarantine, to really sit with my faith, and to be present, in a way that not only do I have an opportunity to, but I feel a real responsibility to, as someone with a family, that I want to show up, for other people and be present, and I only do that well when I'm putting my faith front and center. When I look at my faith before all else, I know I'm a better dad. I know I'm a better son and brother, and all of that kind of stuff, and a better employee, a better, and I'm so grateful for this topic today. I don't know what the future will hold in the next couple of weeks and months, but it certainly feels like we're approaching a time where we're going to be going back to something that is a little more familiar to us. We're going to be going back to the physical church, soon, and that's the real test. Is because there's nothing more ordinary than what we had before, and the thing that so many of us are probably craving at this time is that sense of ordinary, that sense of the familiar, and I want to, the challenge for me, and what the invitation I have for all of us today is to consider, if this was a time where we sat with our faith, with our family, with our friends, with the phone, with whatever tools we had at our disposal to be active and engaged in our faith, what plans do we have to continue to bring that into our lives, as we enter, as we venture back in to the familiar, to the ordinary, and for me, it's a great topic, because I want to be prepared for that, and I want to think about it, and I don't want to look back 2 months from now and be like, I've really fallen into old habits, or whatever, and that's a great opportunity that I'm grateful for today. I want to be as presentable as the first reading suggests as possible. That I want to make sure, I have a friend of mine who uses the expression, if you feel distant from your faith, ask yourself first and foremost, who's moved? I don't want to move far from my faith. I want to be present to my faith, especially, the relational part of it, and I am forever grateful for that. So I hope, that you all are well. I've been saying I hope to see you soon. Now I can say I look forward to seeing you, a little over a week from now. I know that with the Sign Up Genius, it's not everyone, but it's a lot. And I whoever is comfortable, I hope to see you here, or at the church. And for whoever's not ready for that, I hope to continue seeing you, through these interactions. I'm grateful as always, for our parish, for my faith, and have a wonderful day.